Welcome to LP Scuba. Our dive today is on the HMCS Yukon, a 366-foot Canadian Mackenzie-class destroyer that was purposely sunk just outside Mission Bay in San Diego, California in July of 2000. She lies hard over on her port side in 102 feet of water. Our goal today was to dive down to the engine room. We'll do a short swim over to give you an idea of the size and orientation of the wreck. Looking at our Art to Media deck map, we'll see that we start our swim over right by the rear guns. We'll then move forward to the starboard side lifeboat davit, working our way forward across the starboard side over the superstructure, looking down at an area called Milt's Tilt, which is a commemoration of one of the men responsible for the wreck being here. So we can see as we start out, we're working toward the rear guns. And you can see all the life that has grown on the ship. We now pass over the starboard lifeboard davit. Looking down on the back of the superstructure. As we move forward, you can see the effect of the surge, the water being pulled through some of the openings in the side of the ship. And as we peer down on the side of the superstructure, we can see the white tiled area there that is Milt's Tilt. Now let's refer back to the exploded view of our Art to Media deck map and see what will be involved in reaching the goal of getting to the engine room, and then back out of the ship. We'll enter the ship in the mortar bay by the stern. We'll then make our way down into deck 3. There's a passage that runs the length of the ship on this deck that has been nicknamed Burma Road. We're not going to follow all the way through it on this dive, but continue working our way down through the ship to the lowest deck where we'll find the engine room. After we've worked our way through the engine room, we'll start working our way back up through the decks to make our way back to the top of the ship and exit. As we make our way back into deck 3 and start working our way forward, we are reminded that the ship is lying on her port side when we see objects that should be on the floor now on the walls. As we work a little farther forward, we swim up and across one of the many inhabitants of the wreck. We then work our way up through the decks to the control spaces and exit. So now we enter the ship and swim our way across what used to be part of the laundry area. Dropping down, we move across the deck from the starboard side to the port side. We work our way forward across the mess hall, working through some of the cutouts made in the ship to allow for easier passage. As we work our way through the ship, we see remnants of floor tile on what appear to be the walls. We pass over one of the ladders that drops into one of the storage areas. And as we drop down further, closer to the engine room, we come across remnants of one of the aft gunner's switchboards. And finally, we enter the engine room. Some of the reduction gears and other machinery can be seen to our right as we penetrate through the room. Fortunately, we have excellent visibility in the wreck today, and you can see how marine growth covers most every surface. As we start to make our way out of the compartment, we come across more of the life that's made its home inside the wreck. We're also reminded of the orientation of the wreck as we see work tables and other items that should be on the floor appear to hang from the walls. As we make our way back up to the starboard side of the ship, we come across another one of the residents, a small horn shark. He's not the least concerned with our presence and refuses to move as we swim over. And we get back across the ship for the port side to find passage to the upper decks and our exit. As we head back across the ship toward the port side to find passage to the upper decks and our exit, we have now made it to the operations area of the ship and make our exit through one of the many windows where we find the forward guns.